Up next, the team that we've been talking about all year, the Baltimore Orioles, the team that should have made a trade way before the season, overhyped their prospects, and now is kind of sitting in it. So they've got Mullins, who's available. They have Bautista, who's available, who I would absolutely love. It's funny, those two players, I can see both of them going to the Mets in a package. But for me, I'm looking to trade some of those other youngsters that you have who aren't quite putting it together and seeing if I can get some actual major league caliber players. You know, for example, I'll give you a guy like Kobe Mayo. Is he absolutely necessary right now for the Orioles? He just seems to be another one of those prospects that isn't coming up, and you've got so many of those young guys on that team. Why not get rid of one or two, bring in some veterans that can teach the other guys?
So what you're saying is, so the Baltimore Orioles should not be trading away players. They should be bringing players in.
No. What I'm saying is they have to trade Mullins. They have to trade Bautista. Those are the guys that they have to trade, especially Mullins because he's a free agent. But what I'm saying is you also have some young guys in a guy like Mayo that isn't doing anything. Why not trade him away and get a couple of veteran bats as well that can help guide Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, all these young guys. They need that stabilizing force in the locker room and someone good.
I like the idea that actually the Orioles are going to figure it out and start actually trading for players. When is that?
No, I'm not talking about trading for players. They're trading away they're trading away their prospects is what I'm trying to say.
Bring in the veteran presence that they should have done in the offseason. Yeah. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
And they're going to trade their prospects. We've been talking about this in 2 years.
Yeah.
And they still haven't done it.
Well, they should.
Now it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. So they should. You are right. They should. We are right. We've been right this whole time. I hate saying this. Mike Elias is an incredibly intelligent human who has rebuilt the Orioles to even being contenders. But God, they have dropped the ball on this. God, it's been so bad they've dropped the ball on this. And this team is so poorly constructed right now that it is so disappointing. Cedric Mullins, got to be traded. Tyler O'Neill, trade. If you can get anything for him, trade him. Should have been gone long ago. Zach Eflin's got to go.
Yep.
Charlie Morton's got to go. You're talking about in that bullpen. You're talking about
Bautista.
Rodriguez, right?
Bautista's
gotta go. These guys have to go. There's so many players here that have to go. And you know what? It will open the door for some of those younger players. But every one of those guys have to go. If you can get some of these guys in two first and actually get some real players back would be great. But if I'm the Orioles, I have to seriously look at a Mayo, a Bassaro. Am I actually going to do anything with these guys? Yeah. Am I going to bring them in? I've got Bassalo. I get it. He's young, but we have to make a move here. Kjerstad, is he going to sit in AAA and be whatever? Or am I going to move these guys and put them together and bring them to the big leagues and actually make Ryan O'Hearn gone? Gone. This guy. Why are we waiting so late to get these players? And we talk about this. If I'm other teams, these trades should already be done.
Yep.
Get these guys in before the value goes higher. Get them early. If you have to overpay, fine, overpay for right now, but guarantee yourself some of these players. Ryan O'Hearn is having an incredible year. Get him. There are teams that need him. Let's go. And let's get this thing going because we're all sitting back waiting for a domino to drop. Be the team that makes some of these moves.
Yep. Next team that I want to talk about, and if you have watched me or spoken to me, you know that this team frustrates me, and that's the Minnesota Twins. And I'm about to say something that it's going to absolutely crush you, David, because you're going to be like, I can't believe that came out of your mouth. My New York Mets, the top target that I have for them is Byron Buxton. That's the guy that I desperately want for the New York Mets. Even though I have called him a bust forever because he was supposed to be the face of that franchise. But right now, a 31-year-old Byron Buxton, who's still under control for the next couple of years at $15 million, who is finally proving to be healthy, who is a plus defender, a plus hitter when he's healthy, is the kind of guy that can get my team, the New York Mets, over the top. That is the guy that I desperately want. And if you are the Minnesota Twins right now, is the time to pounce. He's 31 years old. He's not getting any younger. This is the peak value you're going to get. He's shown that he can stay healthy this year. He has shown that he can be a great player this year. Trade him now while you can. You wait 1 more year, 2 more years, you're getting nothing for him in comparison. David Aardsma, your thoughts?
You have to give the house up for him right now. Same thing. You're going to give the house up. That's why his name isn't really out there. Changer. Oh, you are. Absolutely. When he's healthy, you're getting this would be an absolute monster of a deal. Control. Get control. You have to you're giving up the house for this guy. And that's the problem is like, again, the Mets, I don't even know if the Mets have enough to get these guys with 2 years of control left.
Yeah, let me throw something at you, and you tell me if it's. I'm going to give you Jet
How
Williams.
often do you ever see a player with 2 years of control get traded?
How often do you see this situation in Minnesota where it's a perfect time to
every
trade
year?
the guy?
Every year you get these things. Every year there's going to be a guy. 2 years of control of an all-star who we talk about, a home run derby guy. Like, you don't have there's not enough players.
Look, I know it's apples to oranges because of the contract, but I'm looking at this as Giancarlo Stanton Jr., meaning you had a guy who showed that he was great when he's healthy, but was never healthy. And everybody in Major League Baseball knows that. So you're not going to have to give up everything under the sun to get Byron Buxton. You're going to have to give up a lot, but you're not going to have to give it up like he was a 24-year-old Juan Soto. If you give up Mark Vientos, Brandon Sproat, and Jet Williams, that should get it done.
I don't know. Dude, like you're 2 years of control of a guy who's finally hitting.
Okay, but I'm going to give you a guy
healthy. That's my only thing is like, okay, cool. Vientos had a good year, and now he's horrible. And it's like you're getting guys off the books that other teams aren't excited about for a guy that everyone wants. So who are you thinking? You were thinking Vientos. Who else? Scott?
Vientos, Brandon Sproat, who is their number one pitcher in the minors that a lot of people are into, and I'm giving up Jet Williams, who's their number one of their top prospects.
So Jet Williams is their number 3 prospect.
Yeah.
And then Sproat, okay.
And Vientos or Beatty.
Maybe. If I'm the Twins, I'm clearing house, guys. This is the bigger thing. If I'm the Twins, I'm clearing house. I'm not getting rid of Byron Buxton, who I have easy control of. The contract's like nothing. Because I can't get rid of Correa. But I can get rid of Harrison Bader. Well, I'm going to get something of decent value because he's a great. What?
You can get rid of Duran, their reliever, who everybody.
Duran, I'm going to get rid of Joe Ryan. Will be interesting because there is a lot of control there, so there's a lot of stuff to get rid of. Duran again, it's the same thing to me. Is like Duran's going to start getting paid a lot. And again, I'm the Twins. My problem with the Twins is like. I'm giving like here's the thing with the Twins. I'm going to try to give up everybody I can, but all one of these guys are all controllable. So if I'm the Twins, I'm not giving up. I'm selling the house of all the contracts, but I'm keeping all my core guys like Duran, Joe Ryan, all these guys. Because the thing about it is I still have control of them and Jeffers. I still have control of Royce Lewis, Carlos Correa, Buxton, like I'm returning a team back that with a couple pieces can be really, 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 really good. Griffin Jacks, like their entire bullpen is studs basically. I can still be a good team. I just have to figure out my thing with the Twins is if I'm going to take one more chance and go for it or not. Because if I'm not, then I should get rid of all these guys. Because if I get rid of all three of those, but the thing is, all three of those guys have 2 years of control. Every one of them have 2 years of control.
But that's when you get the top
So
prospects.
I'm giving up the next 2 years. I'm done. My next 2 years are gone if I give up on these guys. Except for they're all here. I don't have to. I'm not losing the contract on Joe Ryan. I'm not losing Duran. I'm not losing Buxton. I'm not losing Royce Lewis. I'm not losing Harrison Bader's the only guy that I really am. I'm just like Royce Lewis, like Ryan Jeffers. Like they're all here. They're all coming back. So to me, it's like, do I move a Byron Buxton and then just say, okay, screw it. Then if I move Byron Buxton, I have to move Joe Ryan. I have to move Duran. There's no reason to keep him. And then I'm rebuilding big time. But if I'm moving one, I have to move them all. And I don't know. God dang it, Twins.
Dude, here's what it comes down to. Do you think that the Twins in the next...
But like they have the pieces.
But here's the thing. Do you think in the next 2 years that the Twins are going to be World Series contenders?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Then you don't trade them.
Because of these players that you want. That's my problem is they can be because they Buxton. Like they need one guy in the lineup. They need Carlos Correa to be the Carlos Correa that they were supposed to sign. They need one guy in the lineup, and they can be a legit World Series contender.
But in order to do that, they would have to get that big player, which I don't know if they have the financial flexibility to do. And then you also have to pray that Byron Buxton stays healthy and Carlos Correa stay healthy. And we know that's an issue for those guys. So to me, you're sitting there and you're betting the house that a guy who hasn't stayed healthy is going to stay healthy. Now, it happens. I remember what I used to say about Aaron Judge, how I was so terrified in the beginning of his career that Aaron Judge was always hurt and I wouldn't have given him that long term. And it's come back that, okay, great. He's been healthy the last couple of years. Wonderful. Can I make that same bet with Byron Buxton?
No.
Exactly. So that's why you trade him now. That's why
I get it, but I get what you're saying. And if you have the mindset that they're not a World Series contender in 2 years, I am on your boat if that's the question, if that's the answer to that question. Like they're a pitcher and a hitter away from, they were what? Like they're a couple games away from winning the division last year.
Can they afford to get that pitcher and that hitter they need? That's the question. Because
that's the question. I mean, they put the money up. They've gone for it. That's one team in that division that's actually put the money up. They did it with Correa. They've done it. But if you're starting Kobe Clemens, I mean,
but dude, they could be capped on the amount of money that they can spend, and that's where I think they're at right now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is all those players don't cost you anything more. You have them. And then it's just, all right, like, can you bring in just a couple? Like, you have the superstars. I don't need superstars. I need role players that are going to give me more than 207 batting average, a 216 batting average. I need guys that are going to put up some numbers and just be great role players, great defense role players, and another pitcher. You know, like I've got one of the worst pitching staffs, the rotation. I got one of the best starters in Joe Ryan. But I need a rotation that was supposed to be the Pablo Lopez, those guys that are going to go out there and give me really good starts every single day. That's why God dang it, James.
I know.
If I'm them, if I can possibly get the players, I trade Joe Ryan, I trade Buxton, I trade Duran. And if I can get the players, but I can't do it if I'm going to get less than the value for them though. Like that's the problem is like you have 3 guys. Like I can't just trade one. I need to trade all 3. And maybe you wait on out of all 3, I trade Byron Buxton first. Because even if he does hit for these next 2 years, then he's going to be really expensive. I can't afford it anyways. And if he does hit these next, like what he's doing right now, like his value has never been higher. I think Joe Ryan's going to continue being good, so I can wait. And I think Duran's going to continue being good, so I can wait a little bit.
By the way,
but outside of that, like
every time you say Joe Ryan, I do the same thing that you do with Eddie Perez. I just think Joe Rogan. It's really messed up. Yeah, I think we're in agreement, though. I think I finally got you around that Buxton is the guy to trade right now.
Well, Buxton is the guy to trade, like without a doubt. Duran's obviously the easiest one to trade, and because it's a reliever, so you give less value. It's the easiest one to move. Someone will take him a lot less value than it's going to be a Joe Ryan or a Buxton. Jeez, Buxton. It's just I don't know. I don't know if they're going to get the players like that deal you told me. I don't know if I do it because like I don't know if I do it with the Mets for that.
But listen, I don't know all the prospects in baseball. In fact, I can't stand prospects. So I don't know them, but I'm sure that the Mets or other teams have enough to make a trade for a 31-year-old oft injured outfielder, even if he is as good as he is.